Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I do not tell anyone what they must do. Each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Actually, before we start doing that, please be sure, if you're new to this channel, to like and subscribe to the channel, because that really does help the algorithms push this video out to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Our first question comes from Noah, who is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Noah writes, I make decent money, but I can never seem to save anything substantial. It feels like my paycheck just disappears every month. What's a simple, concrete first step I can take to actually start building savings? Really good question, Noah, and thank you for asking it. One of the first steps that you can do, which is a step that I learned a long time ago, is to pay yourself first. If you know what your bills are, what your monthly bills are, your fixed costs and your variable costs, well, fixed costs in particular, then you can calculate how much money you can actually save each month. And out of each paycheck, you want to make sure that that money goes directly to a savings account or an account that you've set up for savings. You can set it up for direct deposit. Another thing you can do, if you're working for a company that matches you with 401ks, you want to make sure that you don't leave that money on the table, because that's really free money. If you, for example, are working for a company that, say, will match you dollar for dollar up to a certain dollar amount, make sure that you at least save that amount, because you will double that without having to do anything. When you're going to save money, you want to make sure that you're putting it in an account that you do not have access to quickly. This is because sometimes you can save money and decide, I want to use that for a vacation or something else. And you don't want to use long-term savings for vacation or for emergencies or things like that. Those are actually the simple ways to start saving money. All right, the topic for today is taking control of your finances beyond debt. And of course, the reason that I'm going to be talking about this is because of the question that I just answered. A lot of people have debt, and of course, there's good debt and there is bad debt. Good debt would be, say, you're buying a car or you're buying a house, something that is a big ticket item that you feel you need. Something, if you're also having debt on a house, hopefully the value of the house is increasing so that you will gain when you sell the house. One of the things that I learned in grad school about a house is really not an asset. It's not an asset until you sell it. It's more of a liability because you've got to pay the mortgage, the insurance, the utilities, the upkeep, all of that. And so, but anyway, that's not something that I want to talk about in detail here. When you are working with finances, it's always a good idea to have a good system, a good bookkeeping system, such as QuickBooks. There's others out there, but I use QuickBooks and have for years. The reason that I like it is because I can run reports. If you do your monthly bookkeeping, which is something that I recommend, you can go in and put your statements in the program. You can run reports. No matter which program you use, you want to be able to look at how much money you're actually spending and look at ways to shift your spending. You want to, if you can, make sure that you're not spending more than you're actually taking in, because if you are, you're losing money and it's going to catch up with you over time. You want to also look at your credit card debt and see if you have more than one credit card, which one has the larger interest rate on it, and pay that one off first, regardless of the amount or the balance on that credit card. It's also a good idea to have several accounts, checking accounts or savings accounts. Having a Christmas account, oh my goodness, that is such a wonderful account to have. The reason that you set it up is so that you're not taking money out of savings to spend for Christmas. You are putting money into that account on a monthly basis or every week basis so that you have the money available for you for Christmas. You can also do that for vacations, where you set up an account to put money in for vacations. The reason that I'm suggesting that you have several accounts is because you want to keep control, know what you're actually spending. It's always a good idea, in addition to knowing what you're spending, is to have enough savings to take care of you for at least 6 months. 6 months is the average. If you can have enough money saved to take care of you for a year, that would actually be preferable. And when I say take care of you, I mean taking care of all your fixed costs and some of the variable costs. This is just in case an emergency happens, that you lose your job, or something happens and you're not able to work or have money come in on a consistent basis. You will do well to have at least 6 months of savings available to you. So these are just simple ways. You can always go to a financial advisor, and a financial advisor can set things up for you. That would be my recommendation. Unless you want to do research yourself, you can do that. But I would recommend going to a financial advisor. But these are just some of the ideas that I have for you today. All right. Our final topic for today comes from Jenna, who is in Richmond, Virginia. And Jenna writes, I have a big dream, writing a novel, but I keep putting off starting. The idea feels so huge and overwhelming that I just procrastinate. How do I break through this inertia for such a major personal goal? That's a really good question, Jenna. I mean, so many people have ideas for books or want to write books, but they never actually accomplish the goal. And what you can do, or at least what I recommend, is setting a start date. You want to set a date and time of day of when you actually want to write. If you can look at your schedule and see when you have at least an hour or even 20 minutes available for writing in your schedule, you want to set it that time of day consistently. For example, when I wrote my first book, I got up at 4 a.m. and started writing at 4:30, and I wrote for an hour and a half. Now, some people, that's too early. For me, it was the only free time that I had during the day that would be uninterrupted. So what I'm getting at is you really do need to look at when you will have uninterrupted time. You don't need a whole lot of time. Like I said, 20 minutes is fine if you can just sit and write for that period of time. The other idea is you can join a writing group. You can team up with someone that you know who also wants to write a book. And you get together with that person once a week, even every day for that matter. You don't have to be together in the same room. You can be online. You can have Zoom or even the telephone open where you sit and each of you write and not talk to each other until you're done with your session. If you write every day and you set up rules for yourself to write every day or 3 days a week consistently, you will write a book. It's inevitable that it actually happens. Now, setting a time frame as far as when you're done writing the book, that's a whole nother thing. I never set a deadline for when I want books to be completed. My goal is just to write every day at a consistent pace, at a consistent time, writing a book. And I will be starting a new book, hopefully within this year. I'm going to write a book on the goddesses, and I'll give you more information on that as I get the information. I'm waiting not on inspiration. I'm actually waiting on the go-ahead from the divine to actually get started with that. So anyway, I hope that helps you. Please be sure to send me a note, email me, or put a comment below letting me know that you have gotten started with writing. You can do this. One other thing with writing, it's always a good idea to have one place in your house that you use for writing. Comfortable chair, whatever it is you need to feel good. If you write sitting in a chair, if you write in bed, if you write on a couch, wherever it is you like to write, make sure that you have everything that you need set up for writing. If you need a comfortable chair, get a comfortable chair. But make sure that it's all set up so that it is there for you when you are ready to write. And you only use that area for writing. It's just really good to have a specific area because when you sit, you're programming yourself, your brain, to know when I sit in this chair at this particular time of day, I need to write. So anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you for listening to this video. Please, as I said, like and subscribe and hit the notification button so that you're notified when new videos are released. If you'd like to learn more about me, check out my book, And the Lotus Opened a Memoir. In it, I talk about how I work through a lot of the trauma that I experienced growing up. It's more of a roadmap that you can follow if you are working on your own journey to healing. You can find that book through any of the online bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, 8 Books. If you would like to learn more about the services that I offer, go to my website, padmalifecoaching.com. You will find information on astrology, past life regression, and life coaching. The website gives you information on how I work with people through these particular modalities. You can also send me a note through the website, or you can even sign up for a session. All right, that is it for this week. I look forward to seeing you back here again next week. Bye-bye.